The fund that I would like to talk about today is our new fund, which is based on the small cap index. So the small cap space is a very interesting space. So the NSE has an index called the Nifty Small Cap 250 stocks, which is a popular index. We studied the long-term returns of this index and it's very attractive. However, we also found one more index which represents the top 50 quality stocks within those 250 small cap stocks. So we thought that yes, while we are going in small cap space, why don't we choose the index which actually represents the highest quality within the small cap space? So the index that we chose to replicate, which is why the fund is called the Nifty Small Cap 50 Quality Index. So this index chooses the top 50 small cap companies in terms of quality. By quality, it means parameters like it should be not leveraged so much. So the debt to equity for the company should be low. Return on equity, the return on capital of the company should be higher than the rest of the market. The EPS growth should be good. So those kind of quality filters NSE has chosen for this benchmark, and the top in those within the 250 are chosen. So it's a 50 stock benchmark with a high quality threshold, and every 6 months the index is rebalanced. And when we saw the return of this index is actually even far superior compared to the normal wider 250 small cap index. So that's why we are very happy to launch this fund, which will exactly replicate the NSE 50 quality small cap index, and hopefully offer good long-term returns for our investors. This index, if you look at the history of the index, it's returned about 20% compounded returns over the last many years, 10 to 15 years, and which means that it's almost gone up by 7x in the last 10 to 11 years. So the historical performance is good. And we hope that with the India story continuing and excitement in the small cap space continuing, this index should perform well in the future too. As I said, with smallness comes the challenger mindset, and with smallness comes innovation and the opportunity to grow faster than the rest of the economy, the rest of the industry. And that's what we see in a lot of the small cap companies. That entrepreneurial zeal in the large cap universe. You will get established segments and established sectors. So you will get banks, you will get the large IT companies, you will get the metals and oil and gas companies. But all the areas where the thrust is incrementally going as far as economic growth is concerned, innovation is concerned, is all in the mid and small cap universe, because these are sectors which are not yet large but will grow large. For example, if you were to go to the 80s, there was no media company, right? And then the government opened up the whole media and entertainment sector, and we got these TV broadcasting companies, the internet companies, and it was suddenly a whole new segment. There was no telecom company. In the 80s, there was no IT company, for example, in the index. And all these, if you remember, Infosys in 1990 did its IPO, and the IPO failed because it was a small company. It had to be bailed out by the underwriters because nobody knew what IT was. And now look at where the IT sector is. It's driving actually the whole economy. So all the new segments, fast-growing emerging segments, all start off small. All these companies which are in the construction space, supplying to railways, etc., are in the small cap space. Chemicals, all chemical companies, at least even till 5 years ago, used to be less than 1,000, 2,000 crores in market cap. But within the last 7-8 years, we have seen that a lot of chemical companies have become 10,000 crores market cap, 20,000, 30,000 crores market cap. Railways, again, the government spending in the budget, if you see, has gone up by 3 times. In the last 2 years, it used to be 80,000 crores. This year, the government has earmarked 250,000 crores for the railway capex. Similarly, the government wants smart metering and efficiency in the transmission and electricity transmission and distribution space. All the companies which are supplying to, say, meters, electric lines, are all in the mid cap and small cap space. We have logistics companies. We have drone manufacturing coming up in a big way. We have the government's Nal Se Jal mission, and suddenly you see massive demand for pipes. Now all pipe manufacturing companies which supply to the pipe water ecosystem are all in the small cap space. All those places where the incremental innovation is happening, or where incremental focus is happening on the social sector, on the defense sector, on the infra sector, a lot of them are in the mid and small cap space. So all the fast growing segments are essentially captured in this space. And thus, as far as the fund is concerned, we've reduced the FMC. That's for the benefit of the customer. I wish the fund will gather so much money that we actually impact the market, but we are not going to. It will, in due course, become a few thousand crores. But I'm sure we are talking about a few hundred crores to start with, and the market's big enough to absorb. So I don't think our fund will impact the market. But of course, the small cap story does remain intact in any case, right?